Yo, from Kenya, East Africa, MORAA speaking truth. You feel me? Time to clear the air, set things straight. Let's go. I am MORAA from the motherland speaking. Truth teller, reality seeker. Not a backbiter, I'm a believer in honesty, authenticity, I'm a teacher. Social media, streets need cleaning. All these lies got people screaming, but I'm here to educate, illuminate. Clear the air, make it fair, demonstrate. Truth over lies, facts over fiction. I refute the nonsense, that's my mission. Truth teller, that's who I chose to be. Truth teller, setting people free. Speak the truth, speak the truth. Speak it to set you free. Speak the truth. It's MORAA, your African daughter.
Hi guys, I hope that you're all doing great. Now, today I was not going to do a video. I've actually not been feeling well, and I've seen a doctor. I'm on medication, so I know that everything is gonna be okay. So I have just seen a video by 𝐼AMmarwa, a live stream, where he had come out. He wanted to do a Q&A, but it was hijacked. It was taken, it was overtaken by this question that somebody asked. Somebody asked 𝐼AMmarwa, why haven't you visited this guy, Nico Buddha's site? And I hope that you are supporting him as well. So 𝐼AMmarwa, could not hide, what was in his heart. Marwa is an open book. Marwa does not corner. All of you know that. And we have been out here saying that when Marwa wants to say something, he will say it to your face. He is not going to be saying things behind your back. Guys, I did a video and I said, I bet I know the two people who betrayed 𝐼AMmarwa. But at this point, I was thinking it's Nasto and Mayugno. Now, let me mention names because the story is out. The cat is out of the bag. So at this particular time, I thought, in my heart of hearts, that it was Mayugno and Nasto. But one thing I realized is that most people did not think Mayugno would be there. I could see in Marwa's comment section, when Marwa did that community post, people were writing, I know it is not Mayugno. I know it can never be Mayugno. I know Mayugno can never betray Marwa. I could see all these comments. But of course, they were bashing Nasto. Some were saying finding Ian. But what happened is that, me thinking that it is Nasto and Mayugno, I decided, what? I'm going to put my FBI cap on. I am going to investigate. Guys, there's a way things play out, and somehow, there's never a secret in this world. Never. So, Mayugno, as much as they wanted to keep this thing hush, and Buddha, but somehow, there's one or two people they were talking to, behind the scenes. And also, these people are talking to other people. And these other people came and talked to MORAA. Guys, so now, I and some other content creators got wind of this story, And like I said, it came from Buddha and Mayugno themselves, They were frying themselves in the pan. And so people started bashing Nasto in his comment section. People who are out there insulting him, trolling him, calling him a hater, a snake. The lazy gang were doing videos calling Nasto the biggest snake ever. Others even put Maja KE, and Nasto is the one who was being pasted everywhere. So Nasto came out and did a video and said, please guys, I don't know what is going on. I don't know who Marwa was talking about. And let us give Marwa time. When he will feel like talking, he will talk. But I don't know what is going on. Marwa spoke about people betraying him. But please, guys, do not drag me into this. And Nasto was telling the world, he was saying that his comment section, has become a trolling ground. This guy could not read two comments without somebody calling him, all these big names. Guys, he said that, it is good that people give some people, some space, because this can actually lead somebody into depression, So Nasto was out there clearing his name, trying to say that he is not one of them, and he does not know what Marwa was talking about. Maybe he did. But guys, what I'm trying to say is, I came out and I played Nasto's clip, Nasto clearing his name, and I said, according to my investigations, which I really didn't have to investigate, because some of these people, who are connected to my Yugno will again come and tell you these things, So I came and said, Nasto is not one of them, and of course, by this time I had already known it was a Nico Buddha. I already knew plus my Yugno, and also the story, behind it, this Shamba thing and all this, And so when I did that video, I said, let us wait, maybe Marwa will one day come and say it. And I knew it, guys. I knew the day would come. Because Marwa, somehow, he comes around, to spill the tea, He cannot keep silent for too long, So the day was tonight, or rather the day was today when Marwa decided. He did not decide, but actually he decided, because when this person asked the question, he decided to open up. So guys, in that video I said, let us give Marwa time. If he ever decides to open up, he will come out and open up. If not, we are still going to, respect his wishes, and we are going to, we're just going to let it be. Guys, in that video, I said, I normally see some people talking about, oh, that one can never, that one is the best of the best. If you all remember, that is exactly what I said. And of course, who do people think is the angel? Who do people think is the best of the best? Who do people think, he can never betray Marwa? Guys, I am repeating this. I saw, and you all who read that comment section of Marwa, you don't have to have read the whole comment section. You can just sample a few, and, they can tell you people's sentiments. When you sampled these comments, you would have seen that most people were attacking Nasto, and most people were saying, it can never be my Yugno. Guys, umdhania esiye kumbe ndiye. Hey, guys, the Swahili people say the one that you think is not is actually the one, And guys, if you ask me, why am I not surprised? Even the day, I knew that it was my Yugno and Buddha. Of course, maybe Buddha, I was a bit like, why would he do that? I was not like surprised, but I was like, and then again, I answered myself, because he is my Yugno's friend, and of course, You know, it is what it is. So I was not surprised. For one, people have not been seeing through this guy, for a long, long time. Stories have been coming out here, but people are always quick to jump on his defense. Guys, the same way that story reached me, that story of it's Mayugno and Buddha and it's because of blah, blah, blah. The same way is the same way other stories, about him reach me, And some of these stories, guys, reach the reactors, with receipts. But then again, you are you are left between a rock and a hard place, because this is Marwa's firstborn son, guys. Will you come out here and say, hey? So what you do is that you say, you know what? I mean, his day will come. Guys, if somebody is not a true person, they will finally be exposed. I am not saying Mayugno is a bad person. All I'm just saying is he has got his weaknesses. And most people do not like to see these weaknesses. Most people like to come out and defend. Guys, I do a video out here, and I've spoken about this. For those who have been following me, for those who have been following me, I have been saying this every time I react on Mayugno. I say something, like I remember, there's a time I said that he should be compelled to take care of his child. Guys, what is wrong with that? Okay, to some people that was wrong, because Mayugno should not be compelled to do anything, because that baby mama is a bad one. So if the baby mama is bad, so the child should suffer? That was my take. I was looking at it from the child's point of view. This child needs to eat. This child needs upkeep. This child needs everything. So if Mayugno and the baby mama are fighting, and somebody comes out and says, because that baby mama is fighting Mayugno, so let her now, feel the pain. Let her. It is not her who's feeling the pain. It is the child who is suffering. Because if the mother does not have food to give the child, then the child will suffer. Guys, and the father is buying Range Rovers. So I come out and just say, it doesn't matter if this woman is bad, in my opinion, and I stated it very clearly, in my opinion, Mayugno should be compelled to take care of this child. If, this woman should, actually, I was saying that this woman should be helped to go to the children's office and report this and have this guy, take care of his child. So guys, what did I see in the comment section? Leave Mayugno alone. Mayugno is trying to build himself up. MORAA, talk about somebody else. MORAA, talk about something else. And guys, I remember, I was like, yeah? First of all, this is my YouTube platform. I am entitled to my opinion. I have not insulted Mayugno. What is this? So I let it slide. Then I do another video again. And then I don't know what I said, which was actually not even bad. It was also my opinion. What again did I see? You're Mayugno, you're a big hater. You're Mayugno's hater. You're hating on Team Marwa. I was like, what is this? And I remember, guys, for those who follow me, I came out here and I said, I will react to whoever I want to react to. And I even asked a question. If I react on Marwa's video and I analyze them, Dee Mwango's, David Jr., why not Mayugno? Why is Mayugno so special to some people? I was in shock. And I remember for the very first time saying, if you insult me or if you come with that negative energy, I'm going to give it to you right back. And that is something I really hate to say, especially for people who are we are in the same team, guys, because I was feeling like people are giving me negative energy, and yet I'm just expressing my opinion. Guys, the best thing somebody can do is just to express their opinion right back, respectfully, even if it's a different, even if it's a contrary opinion to mine, that is okay. We are not the same. We don't think the same. And actually, guys, an opinion can be different from yours, but still you can see some sense in it. It is still workable. So not every, and it can actually be very totally different from yours, and it's still okay, guys. But if you say it respectfully, but you come here to tell me do not react on him, leave him alone, oh, you're a hater, blah, blah, blah. I mean, guys, I found that to be really, really funny. And so I had noted this. So now you can imagine, guys, after you noting all that, and then again, guys, I really am not, to be very honest, I really don't care about, somebody writing that kind of shit in the comments section. But what I really care about, or what I really cared about, in this matter is, this is Marwa's close ally. It is because of Marwa that maybe sometimes we refrain from saying some stuff. It is because of Marwa, but it's not because somebody will come and write their crap, in my comment section. No, that really does not, that cannot move me. But guys, seeing Marwa like this, because Marwa had put his trust in these people. He had. And it is so sad, I feel like, what Marwa is saying is actually true. His, what has hurt him the most in life is his close people who he has helped, people who he trusted. Guys, broken trust is very painful. Betrayal is just the worst kind of thing. I'm knowing that these people, you had their backs, but these people have never had your back. Okay, fine, maybe they did. But you see now, guys, listening to Marwa is even doubting himself. He is doubting all the times that these people were close to him. All those things that ever happened. Marwa is questioning them. Were they really genuine? Did these people just want me for my help and then drop me? Did they really ever, have my back? Did they really ever care? And you see, these kinds of things are what really demoralize somebody. Guys, it is not right. It is really not right. And to me, the person who has been betrayed the most is Dee Mwango. Because, guys, this land in question is Dee Mwango's, is Dee Mwango who was supposed to buy it. Dee Mwango had already negotiated with the owner of the land. The owner of the land had already accepted and agreed to sell the land to her. And then Marwa, spoke this to his very good close allies. Guys, close allies. Oh my God. Now these allies, what did they do? They went and spoke to these people. Guys, if you all remember, Mayugno has been saying that when he went to this village, where was he welcomed first? Where was he sleeping? Who gave him, a roof over his head? He says it is Ernesto's family, And so he and this family are very close. He has come out to do a video. In fact, he did a video a few weeks ago talking about, he was with Ernesto's father. And I remember him saying that he feels like a son to that family, because these people really were close to him. They helped him when he first landed in this village. So you can imagine, this kind of person being this close to these people. He went and convinced, my Ernesto's brother to sell the land to him and Buddha. And the rest is history. They got the land, they went behind Marwa's back and bought this land. They did not even use the chief, guys. You heard Marwa say they used they used an advocate, So Mayugno and Buddha and this seller, they met at the advocate's office and sealed the deal. So now everything was hush hush, Nobody knew about this until they started to get the title deeds. When the processing of the title deeds began, that is when now this secret came out. Guys, now I want us to backtrack a little bit. I've just said that Dee Mwango, is the one who has been betrayed here, big time. Why? Because Dee Mwango trusted Mayugno. Dee Mwango has come out here to the streets to tell the world that the only person in the village who is her friend is Mayugno. The only person that she trusts as Dee Mwango is Mayugno. The only person who she can do videos with is Mayugno. Mayugno is the only person that Dee Mwango, is comfortable around. Why? Because she trusted him. Guys, I remember doing a video and I remember refuting that a little bit and saying that Dee Mwango, you cannot compare, Mayugno to Nasto, because I remember Dee came out to say that Nasto, growing up, Nasto and the rest of the villagers were looking down upon them because they were poor. They didn't have this, they didn't have that, they didn't have the other. So these people, they despised them, they looked at them as, they treated them as lesser, human beings and all this stuff, guys. All because, they were poor. Now, she, on the other hand, was saying that Mayugno, has been treating them so well. But if you look at these two scenarios, they are different because Mayugno knew them when they already had money. So Mayugno was never there when they were poor. You can only compare two people, two people who you knew when you're poor, and one who treated you well and the other one who didn't treat you well, And so to me, this comparison was kind of off because Mayugno, you really don't know how Mayugno would have treated you when if he met you when you're poor, And so I remember coming out to just say that, I feel like maybe that's all I said, maybe that's not a good comparison because one of these people knew you when you already had money and this other one knew you when you didn't have money. So that he was mistreating you when you were broke, and now that you have money, he is trying to pretend to be your friend. Guys, I was saying this because you can never judge a human being, by them, how they're treating you right now when you have it, And so for me, I did not think, that Mayugno was a bad person, for me to say that. All I was saying that was that comparison, was not kind of a good comparison, I hope you understand what I mean, guys. So now I feel like Dee Mwango is really hurt, deeply hurt by this Mayugno person. Guys, remember, Dee Mwango fell out, with Nasto on this particular day that she was at the village, when there was a party at Marwa's villa. And Mayugno was the only person who was allowed to sit with them. David Jr., Dee Mwango, and the cousin was there. Tina Marua, and I remember, it was all about Mayugno. I mean, she has been given all the opportunities to film with Dee, to grow his channel. This guy has really, he has gotten the best out of these people. Guys, Mayugno, remember, Marwa has done a live stream. Right before the party, Marwa did a whole live stream just rooting for Mayugno to get to, was it 20,000 subscribers or was it 30,000 subscribers? Somebody remind me. When Mayugno was even jumping up, like a frog, Mayugno was doing all antics because he was so excited. He was so happy. And at that time, Mayugno was still kind of naive, now Mayugno has become Mayugno, Oh my God. Guys, the worst thing about this story is Marwa called them after the betrayal and told them, guys, I understand what has gone down. Let us just forget about this. But guys, this is my sister, Please, let us not do this to her. And guys, if you listen very well, Marwa was trying to say something, this bringing his friends on board and, then they turning against his family has started to bring some strain in the family as well, because some people start to feel like, your friends are the ones who are causing all this mayhem in our family. We are not at peace because of your friends. We are not at peace because of the people you bring around us, And so maybe Marwa, to just quell this kinds of tension, to quell this kind of tension in the family, he decided to call these people and say, hey, guys, we are together, we are friends. I know you people, have done it already. You have bought the land, but please, can we just change this? Just let my sister have the land and, let her buy it from you guys at a higher price. We are okay with that. And, please, let's just forget about this. Let's just do this and we wash our hands and we pretend it never happened. And guys, I know that all of you, actually all of us would never have known this story. We would never have known this story if they just did that, But lo and behold, guys, they agreed. That is actually another thing, guys. They are not just betrayers, they are also liars. Let me just call them that for now, Because they lied. They agreed and said it is okay. So Dee Mwango sends money, guys. She uses a David Jr. David Jr. gets in touch with Mayugno. Guys, you can imagine, David Jr. has also helped Mayugno. I remember, when they came to Nairobi at some point, and David Jr. was really giving Mayugno shout outs. It was some time back, maybe like 2 years ago, And if you all remember, I think it was David Jr.'s birthday. There was some birthday and they were in some hotel, really having fun. And I remember this time Mayugno was also being given shout outs, David Jr. was really rooting for this guy. And we have also seen David Jr., he is always cool with Mayugno, He has never had any issues with him. Guys, now David Jr. calls Mayugno and Mayugno and Buddha both go MIA. That is to tell Marwa, let me not say it. That is to show Marwa the middle finger. Oh, please. You expect us to buy the land to sell the land to you guys? Are you all crazy? We got the land. Are you the only people who have a right to buy land in Nyabohanse? We also can buy land. If you can do it, so can we. I feel like that is the message, they sent to 𝐼AMmarwa and family. Actually, this message was sent to Marwa, Dee, and David Jr. Oh, yes, guys. And, you know, I feel like Mayugno, you know, right now he has achieved what he wanted. I mean, guys, he has. You know, he has, you know, his houses are being built, guys. Guys, you know, I remember Marwa, you know, during Brian's. Fine, you know, some people will come out here and say, oh, but they were volunteering, blah, blah, blah. But guys, who would have known these people? Mayugno's project had stalled. I don't know about Buddha's because I really don't watch him much. But I know for a fact that Mayugno's was at a standstill. Marwa even bought him cement, guys. Remember, the story blew up on the streets. People talking about the lazy gang were out here talking about Marwa is taking, you know, cement from, Brian's construction site, taking it to Mayugno's site. Marwa is taking materials. You know, guys, it brought a problem. You know, all because Marwa wanted to do something for this guy. And Marwa had not taken any cement from the other side to Mayugno. Marwa took his money from his own pocket and bought Mayugno, you know, some cement, you know, bought, you know, pumped money into his project because he wanted to be among the first, you know, so he can lead by example because Marwa was telling people, please, let us help this person. Let us help him to continue building his dream house. Guys, it is a sad situation. It is really, you know, painful. But then again, I repeat, I personally am not surprised. Maybe because I've seen life. Marwa is too trusting, you know. But I feel like he should learn. Marwa, please, at this point, draw your boundaries. You can have friends, but, you know, just draw your boundaries. Because if it goes on like this, then, you know, these betrayers will only get worse. You know, and of course, you don't want anything bad to happen to you because when you bring people too close, and there's something Marwa said, guys. Marwa said, rich people actually, you know, isolate themselves from some people. And sometimes, guys, I feel like people always, you know, like to judge rich people. But if you really look at how, you know, some people behave, it tells you why they do what they do. That is why the rich people have the rich people's club, you know, the rich people's, you know, this, the rich people's that. Because guys, if you like follow these kinds of stories, you will understand why in life, when you get to a certain level, you just have to dissociate yourself with people who think a certain kind of way. You know, you have to really protect your space, you know, because when you get to a certain level, most people are jealous of you, you know, even the people who you think like you, maybe somehow, you know, also just a bit jealous. And you never know what they would do. Guys, imagine them going behind Marwa's back, doing all this and lying to Marwa that indeed we are going to change it. We're going to turn it around, you know, and then going ahead not to show up, not to bother, not to care. What does that say? That says, Dee Mwango, you want land, you know? Even if I am the only person you trusted, I mean, that day is over. I mean, I've got my stuff now, you know. Whether you distrust me, whether you don't do videos with me anymore, at least I've gotten to where I wanted. Guys, I feel like that is one way, you know, you can read whatever is happening, you know, or whatever happened. So, I just feel like this is so sad. And before I finish this video, all I can say is this has exposed the lies of these villagers. Guys, I have always been coming out here to say this is all about content. All those supporters of the lazy gang, where are you? Where are you? Hey, these people always come out here to do videos, you know, pulling your emotions. Oh, these people are grabbing land. Oh, these people, they're doing this, they're doing that. Oh, guys, these people, if you heard Marwa very well, Marwa said that family, that person is the one who went to look for them to buy the land. Ernesto, where are you? Your brother, where are you? Where are you, Papa Ernesto? Papa Ernesto, where are you? Huh? Guys, we saw Ernesto's father coming out here to say, you know, how he is going to bewitch people, how these people are grabbing land, how he wants them to go and torch their homes in the night to kick them away, so that they can reclaim their land back because they're grabbing land. We saw that other guy, you know, Ernesto bringing him to the streets called, I don't know, J-Stone or whoever he is. I'm coming out to say, oh, how he, you know, they must get their land back. I also see there's another one, Lumumba, who has come up thinking that he is like the Lumumba of Kenya. He has also come out doing videos talking about how people should unite and get their lands back. Guys, did you hear Marwa say that Ernesto's brother, you know, this family are the ones who are going to them to request them to buy the land? Did you hear that part? So now, when this land, guys, was being sold, actually it was sold. It was sold because it was sold to Mayugro and Buddha. Because somebody may come out here to say, no, it is not Ernesto's family that went to request for land to be bought from them. It is Marwa's family who are forcing themselves to buy the land. Okay, fine. Then Marwa's family did not buy the land. But the land was still sold to Mayugno and Buddha. So that clearly tells you, you know, that these people are the ones who are selling their land. And they're selling their land to whoever can buy. And so if Marwa's family are the ones who can buy, then where's the problem, guys? So that is line number one. People of the lazy gang. You are being lied to. Huh? Your emotions are being played on. They are trampling upon your minds and emotions and feelings. Guys, they come to tell these people all these things, and then they keep writing on the comment section, oh my God, oh, you guys should unite, kick these people out, let them go back to Kisii. These people are such bad people. Oh my goodness. Call the chief. Somebody call the police. Oh my God. Guys. Oh my goodness. And you know, these people who are typing that actually are feeling the pain. They're even coming to our comment section, you know, our comment sections to insult us. Oh, hey, Marwa this, oh, this, that, land grabbers. You're coming to insult us? And clearly it is Ernesto and family who are begging for these people to buy their land. Are you seeing now? It is all out in the open. You know. And then again, Ernesto come, guys, it is because they want these people to keep donating to them. Oh, go to the police. Oh, guys. And then Ernesto will come with a video. Guys, you know, to here, you cannot do anything without money. Everything, guys, it is so sad. Guys, without money, and you know, we don't have money. We don't have money. And then you will see in the comment section, okay, check your M-Pesa. Check Oh my God. Oh gosh, guys. And then they will come, you know, and start to say, oh, now these people, they want title deeds and we are not going to give them. We have refused. They want to own the land by force. They want to take the title deeds. Guys, Marwa has come out to say that succession was being done. You know, the lands were being, you know, process was going on and the title deeds are being processed, or rather were being processed. By now, maybe they even have the title deeds. So it is not a thing everything. These people know about what is going on, Ernesto and family and whoever else, but they just come out here to do content. Guys, what a pity. Are you seeing how the lazy gang, are being fooled? And then they will come out here and say, Marwa is the one who said, manipulate the situation, manipulate the environment. It is these village idiots who are number one manipulators, guys. Now, hey, if I see somebody typing that nonsense, I will be surprised. Guys, these people are always out here for content. I repeat, I've said this a million times. They have no problem with Marwa buying land from them because they need the money. They are the ones who are begging for it. They have no problem giving them title deeds. They have no problem, guys. But they will come out here and make a problem. They'll come out here and make it look like a problem. Guys, now you can imagine this Ernesto and his brother, doing videos talking about how the fish pond, these people are getting, water from there. They should never get water from there. That man disconnecting everything, waiting for, now guys, you can see, this clearly even tells you that this man is the one who fought, Uncle Mo. Why? Because he just wanted to cause a problem. He wanted to cause a problem because he did not want to sell this land to these people anymore. So he had to create some sort of commotion so that they can fall out, so they don't talk, so that it can be like, that is the reason why we did not sell land to you guys, because, we fell out. But that is not the reason, guys. We know that there was some influence, there was some influence at the back, and this is what caused all this, because money had already been issued, and probably these people said, you know what, we know each other more, we are tight, so you cannot leave us and sell this land to someone else. Guys, the fact that Mayugno, they lied about this land, them accepting to sell this land to Dee, that is the part that really shocks me the most. Because if they really thought they have done something wrong, at this point, they had the chance to make things right. They had the chance to amend, whatever they had done wrong. But they did not, because they don't care. It is only Marwa who cares, guys. It is only Marwa who cares. All I can say is this, guys. I don't know about other people, but I know that one or two, some, let me just say some, reactors, positive reactors, may have, gotten wind of some of this particular person's stories. But like I said, you cannot come out here and say anything. Because that this is Marwa's first, right-hand person. And you cannot just come out and, guys, you understand what I'm saying. But personally, after hearing so many, stories in the background, stories with receipts, guys, with receipts, I started to look at this person differently, and I knew that his day will come. And I knew he will definitely be exposed one day. And for all of you all, who maybe faced his wrath and spoke to me about it, remember I told you that one day, he is going to be exposed. God will make it happen. Sometimes you don't have to fight some battles, you just leave them to God. And, because coming to defend yourself sometimes will only make things worse, So now you can see that it has come to pass. Marwa himself has spoken about this. And also, if there are many other things that are behind the scenes, they're going to come out, But for me, personally, as MORAA, I do not have anything against Mayugno. I totally have nothing against him, but I started to look at him differently quite some time back. After a few things here and there. Yeah. So for me, this is a big betrayal to Dee Mwango especially. And being that Dee Mwango had really tried to, be away from shenanigans, she has always tried to keep herself, out of this kind of nonsense, out of the village, just village crap. She has always tried to keep herself out of it. But to see that this is actually following her up to where she's at is really, really sad. But then again, I am sure that this will only make her, even more strict, as to whom she lets around her space. Guys, this, I just had to say, I just said I had to say something about this because it is really bad. And Marwa is not happy. And talking about this, I know that he really did not want to talk about this. He had to get some time to heal for him to get to this stage. Remember, it happened some time back. This is not something that happened the other day, So he had to take some time, to process. Because, guys, these are your friends. These are people you trusted, It is not easy. You don't just forget about it, And so I'm happy that he has been able to let it out. Because sometimes when you keep some of these things within you, they affect you even more. And guys, to see some people come out to lash at Marwa, telling him, now you have started to turn against them. You're turning against your people. I mean, I find this to be very funny because Marwa has no, he has no right to come out and, say something, something that is hurting him, something that is not sitting well with him, something that is eating him up. Marwa is not supposed to come and share it out with his people. Marwa is not supposed to come and talk about somebody who has hurt him. Is that why people are being encouraged to hurt him? Because when he talks about it, some people will come and say, oh, now he has started, oh, now see Marwa turns against everybody. No. Why wasn't Mayugno buying this land before Dee negotiated for it? Of course, some people may argue that even Mayugno, has a right to buy that land, anybody can buy that land as long as they have money. That is true. However, guys, if I know that you have already negotiated for that land and the owner has agreed and you have already taken, you only come in to, pay for it. Why would I come and shortchange you? That is where the problem is. So some people coming out here to want to change issues, turn them around. I mean, it's very, very stupid. For real. So for me, all I can just say is that Marwa is learning, guys. He must learn. He must learn, and he has learned, if you ask me. It is only that, because it's true. We have not seen him with Mayugno lately. And they have been having parties. The other day it was, Mr. Lewis's birthday party. I mean, Mayugno would not have stayed this long without going to the villa. Like, seriously, guys. The other day I saw his sister and, Dorina. And Marwa said, guys, this is Dorina, Mayugno's. And then he stopped. And then he said, Mayugno, Sisi, he went on. And I felt like, at this time, he had not, of course, he hadn't spoken about this to the whole entire world. But for those who knew, for those who knew, you know that at that point, he must have remembered, damn, Mayugdo. Even that name brought a bitter taste to his mouth. Guys, let us just listen to one little thing that really caught my attention that Marwa said. Guys, this is, the world. The more you live, the more you see wonders.
That being said is, not wish them to come to my home again. That is it. To hell with them. I don't deal with them. I just don't deal with people who you can't trust. I don't know. I just don't deal with people you can't trust. Asante san. Imagine, guys, me, I go there, I fight for them. Hey, support Nico Buddha, guys, please. He's constructing. But then when they get a chance to put me down, it's quick, chua. They don't care. They don't see, oh, this is our boss. This guy has really... No, they don't care. It's them. And because I don't have that, I refuse to be used. I refuse to be a nice guy. I refuse to be like that. I refuse to be stepped on the neck in the name of, oh, no, I refuse. So these guys secretly, mostly guys, when we are buying land here, around here, even when, for example, when Mayugno was buying land, my dad used to be there. Why? Because you want some elders so that if one day people change on you, at least you have people. Especially we guys that do YouTube, we like to be each other's brother's keeper. But these guys went secretly and bought the land, and then we came to realize the day we were doing something we call succession. Succession is when you want to have a title deed. That's when we realized, oh, this land was bought by Nico Buddha and Mayugno. But now, after that, what happened is when we were all shocked. People like 𝐇𝐎𝐏 was shocked. I was shocked. My sister was shocked. Everybody was shocked, including my dad was shocked. Because this is a piece of land right in front of my sister, and my sister really wanted it. And funny enough, our very good friends came slowly and bought it. Even they didn't use a chief, they used an advocate. Advocate is when he doesn't even come to the land. You go to their office and you write with the owner of the land. You say, this you've agreed, yes. I thought they would be there to say, we know your sister is looking for this land to expand her compound. We will help you get it. Because me, when they need help, I step in full time. And as I'm telling you guys, one of the things I've faced as a man, not as Marwa, the YouTuber, but as a man, is betrayal.
Guys, I have nothing more to add. If you haven't liked this video up to this moment, please give it a massive thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and join this amazing family. Let me know your thoughts, comments, sentiments down in the comment section, and let us meet in the next video. Bye bye.
Your streets need cleaning. All these lies got people screaming, but I'm here to educate, illuminate, clear the air, make it fair, demonstrate truth over lies, facts over fiction. I refute the nonsense, that's my mission. Truth teller, that's who I chose to be. Truth teller, setting people free. Speak the truth, speak the truth, speak it to set you free. Speak the truth, it's MORAA, your African daughter.